like Chewbacca. Brain damage, hit a op up top, he can't chew pop. The petty ass right now, stick his ice spot. The petty ass right now, stick his like the petty ass right now, stick his like the petty.
Alright, so today we're going to talk about how to build a millionaire mindset from scratch. So I wrote down some notes and we're going to start with the first note. So look, first one, learn from someone who's already doing what you want to do. I did a video previously like this one. It's similar. So if you already watched that video, just like the video, comment, go ahead and click off. But if you didn't watch that video, go ahead, continue to watch this video. Or if you still want to watch the video, even though you watched the last video, still watch the video. But a key to building a millionaire mindset or learning how a millionaire thinks is learning from the millionaire that you want to be like, or learning from someone who's doing something that you want to do. For example, if you want to learn how they work on a day-to-day basis, you can sit there and look at their day in the life on YouTube. These are free ways that you can learn how a millionaire thinks, or a person who's famous or has some type of thing going for themselves, how they think, or learn how they move. You can look at vlogs, day in the life, stuff like that. It's all over social media. Even if it's not on social media, you can always ask ChatGPT. It gives you a regular day of their life. It might not be accurate, but it might still give you a good understanding on how their life might look. But first thing is learn from someone who's already doing something for you. Second thing, find a mentor who has real results, not just advice. So look, for example, you might go up to someone and be like, yo, what's your advice for this? You're not gonna ask someone that if they don't have no results. If you see they broke, they don't got nothing going on, then you're gonna see there's no reason to ask them for advice because they're not where you wanna be at. But if you ask people who are successful for advice, who have stuff going for themselves and where you wanna be at, then you can proceed to ask them for advice. Their advice might be more understanding and more valuable for some fact that they have done it. So it's more likely that their advice is going to be more truthful or more valuable for some fact that they've done it. If you're wanting to learn from somebody, you wouldn't learn from someone who's not doing what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to believe somebody who, let's say they always ask for money, but they want to give you advice on how to make money. If you're not making no money, what makes you think that they can give you advice about money? You know what I'm saying? They can show you what not to do. So you can still, that's one thing, you can still learn from people who aren't doing well. You just do the opposite of what they do. You know what I'm saying? If they're not living happily or they're not living a great life, just do the opposite of what they do. So you can still learn from people who's below you. And you also learn from people who's higher than you by asking questions or just looking at their advice that they give even out on the internet. But that's the second thing. Find a mentor who has real results, not just advice. Third thing, study their path and copy the system that works. If you see every day that they work out, so these are some things that you might see that a millionaire has. A lot of these millionaires have in common, or rich and famous people have in common. I'm not gonna say famous, but I say rich people or wealthy people, they have in common. I would say one thing that you see most people do is work out. Their routine always consists of working out, some type of movement, whether it's running, whether it's lifting weights, whether it's even just having fun playing basketball with their friends. They're doing some type of workout. Most of the time they're usually fit, or they're doing something to keep them fit. And the reason why they do that, some people do it for different reasons. Some people do it for fun, some people do it so they can look good, some people do it so they can feel good. Also, some people do it so they can expand their lifetime. They can have a wealthy lifetime, if that makes sense. So for example, they say that by you working out every day or being healthy or eating right, that helps you feel good and it helps you live longer. So if you're able to live longer, your life is kind of wealthy. You know what I'm saying? So for example, if you have a lot of money, your money is gonna last longer if, you know what I'm saying, if you have systems in place for you to build wealth. For them, they're building a wealth by working out every day or being fit, eating the right things. They're building like a wealthy life. But people who make money every day, they're building a wealthy finance situation, I guess you can say. So that's one thing. Study the path and copy the system that works. In some ways, to learn how they do things, again, you ask ChatGPT. If you can't find it on the internet, but most of the time you look up on YouTube and see a day in the life, it's gonna show you exactly what they do. You can just copy that and do it yourself in your own way and live the life that you want to live on a daily basis. And you live the life that you want to live. If you want to be healthy, add that to your routine. Add 4 or 5 different things that you want to have in your life and just do those things every day. So if you want to have a lot of money, do something every day that makes you money. If you want to be fit, do something every day that makes you fit. Those are just 2 things that you can use. But you can add your own, whatever it is. Talk to your friends for an hour, hang with your friends for 2 hours, whatever it is. You can just add different things that you choose to add to your system or your routine. Just make sure it's productive. That's one thing. Make sure it's productive. All right, another thing. Don't waste time failing when someone's already figured it out. So, let's say you can not skip failure, but most of the time you can speed up your process by learning from someone who's already done it by, for example, mentorships. A lot of these mentorships, some of them fake, some of them real. I would say learn from the people who has results. So if you see a mentorship and they don't really got results for real, don't go ahead and do their mentorship. But if you see people that have results, try it out. Now, don't get me wrong. It might seem like they got results and they really don't, which is fine. At least you learn how to go to the next mentorship, because one of these mentorships gonna hit. And then as you know, you're gonna learn. And it's most of the time, you're probably gonna fail less times doing the mentorship method, just sitting there trying out different mentorships, rather than just trying it out on your own, because that's gonna take way longer. A lot of people would take them 3, 5 years, maybe 2 years, even 1. It takes them a long time of just trial and error, and then they finally figure it out, and then they sell what they figured out as a course. Now, a lot of people, they might sit there and trial and error themselves. Whole time, all they got to do is just go to a mentorship program and say, cool, this is how I do it. They learn it instantly, they good. But they might fail a little bit, but it's not gonna be as big failure, and it's not gonna take as long as if they did it on their own. So that's why it's good to have mentorships and get mentorships from someone who's already figured it out. All right, another thing, use mentorship as a shortcut to success. Again, that goes hand in hand with what I just said. You got to use it as a shortcut for success. It cuts your time in half almost, if not more, by using mentorships, because they already know what they're doing most of the time. And if they don't, you can always go to another mentorship. But they most of the time know what they're doing if you know how to choose mentorships correctly. If you don't know, you can always use ChatGPT. A lot of people, like, you might be like, yo, you always talk about ChatGPT. But I will say ChatGPT is very helpful because it gives you a non-biased standpoint or viewpoint on it. So if you feel some type of way, I don't know if I should do this, type how you feel, say what it offers, and say, enter, and see what ChatGPT says. It might give you a better outlook or a better understanding on if you should or shouldn't use their mentorship or not. All right, another thing, take notes and take action quickly. That's a fact. If you're using the mentorship method, ask questions, because that's going to help you build, I guess you can get an understanding on their mindset or how they think, and you can use it in your own life. So, for example, when I met D-Rose, I asked him for advice. You know what I'm saying? I wrote down his advice, and I continue to use it throughout when I do my own thing. Then another thing, Mr. Organic. Same thing with Mr. Organic. I asked him for advice. He gave me advice. Take it, write it down. Now I use it on my own thing. So that's if you're meeting these people. If you're not meeting these people, you can always ask them on live streams. For example, there's going to be someone on live streams that don't have a lot of viewers that you can ask them, what's your advice? I'm telling you, a lot of people, everybody want to become streamers. If you asked DDG probably like, I think it was a year or 2 ago when he was streaming. And I remember when he first started streaming, he probably wasn't getting that much views as he's getting now. You could have asked him, what's your advice for upcoming YouTubers? He most likely was going to answer. Or if you give him a little $5 sub, and not sub, but a little $5, text-to speech thing, it was going to say it out loud. He could reply to it, and then boom, you can write down whatever advice, you know what I'm saying, he gives you. And they would have had advice from DDG, who's done it himself. That's just an example on how you can get advice. For example, Shaq with 2 Qs. I asked him about thumbnails. He said his thumbnail maker. I typed in a thumbnail maker, and one time I got a thumbnail made by the person. And I will say, yes, it did get more views, but you gotta have a lot of money to sit there and get thumbnails made back to back. So then what I did, I sat there and started making thumbnails myself, which was cool, it was helpful. But I will say, I think that someone should sit there and make how to make thumbnails guide, because I ain't gonna lie, thumbnails, it's hard to be done. But maybe I need to get back on the thumbnail timing and start showing people how to make thumbnails. That's also good business. So if you're watching this, if you you know how to make thumbnails, or you know how to you good with Photoshop, go ahead and get into that, because that's clutch, and you're going to make a lot of money, for sure. But take notes and ask questions. Another thing, trust their process, especially if it's proven. You might think, I don't know what this dude's talking about, what is going on, how is he doing it? He says do this, but I don't think that's going to work. Bro, you got to trust the process. If you say post 100 videos and that 101 video still not viral, you got to trust the process. You got to trust, not even trusting the other person, but trusting in yourself that you can sit there and succeed at whatever you want to do. So if you feel like I'm going to be a big YouTuber, all right, if you feel like that, you got to actually put in the grind. And then you might post a video and you're like, dang, this video only got 10 views. That's cool, keep grinding, keep going, because for some fact, you're going to realize everyone where you want to be started from where you're at, if that makes sense. So for example, Cosnat, he started at whatever he started at, and he built up to millions of subscribers. Same thing with DDG, same thing with everybody that is doing big things right now. Even Funny Mike, everybody. It started somewhere. You just gotta start. Now you might look, okay, 6 months go by, you didn't get no type of traction. Nobody's looking at your videos. That's fine. Keep grinding, keep going. Because you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna look in 3 to 5 years, you can be like, yo, I've been grinding. I finally hit 10,000 subscribers. I finally hit 100,000 subscribers. For you, it might seem like that's a lot. I'm happy to have it, but keep grinding, keep going, because you're gonna reach these milestones. There's no point of having a career and not trying to hit goals with it. You know what I'm saying? So get a career going and start to hit goals. For example, my next goal is hitting 1 million views on YouTube. That's cool. I'm more than halfway there, but what's gonna be next after that? Okay, I wanna hit 2,000 subscribers, or I wanna hit 10,000 subscribers, or just grinding and going. Just set goals and grind towards them. And a way that you can always make sure you get the goals that you wanna get is grinding every day. Little efforts every day add up. You might get 1% better each day, but next year, 365 days, you 365% better than what you were when you first started. And you do that for 3 years. Hold on, I'm not the best with math, but hold on, let me make sure. All right, you're gonna be 1,095% better. That's a whole different from when you started and what it is now. So make sure you just grind. It's all about starting. Post the clips, post the video, try that new idea, because you never know, that new idea might make you go viral. So try that new idea. Make sure you're posting every day. Make sure, if you're a content creator, if you are an entrepreneur, make sure you're focusing on your business every day, working on business every day. Because listen, your business, you might work on your business, get it 1% better each day, you're gonna have the same results. In 3 years, you're gonna have 1,095% better than when you first started the business. So make sure you keep grinding, keep going, and you're gonna realize as you post more, as you do more, even money-wise, you're gonna realize the money goes up, the views go up, everything goes up when you're grinding back to back. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, it's a process. Another thing, avoid learning everything the hard way. Yeah, do it the smart way. A lot of people do it the hard way. They don't want to have no type of mentorship. But you realize a lot of these folks who sat there and got to where they want to be, they had a mentor that they looked up to, or they might have did it themselves, but it took them a long time. Like I was saying before, make sure you do things the smart way by getting a mentor. Make sure you get a mentor and just follow their footsteps in a way. If they're doing something that you want to do, go ahead and learn from them in anything. If you want to be an entrepreneur, learn from another entrepreneur who's doing what you want to do. If you want to be a YouTuber, learn from another YouTuber that's doing what you want to do. If you want to be a Twitch streamer, learn from a Twitch streamer who's doing what you want to do. Anything. You can be a doctor. If you want to learn how to be a doctor, learn from a doctor. That's probably the best way you can be a doctor. They're going to say, okay, now this class, you have to do this homework, do this test, pass this test, this is how you do it, this is how you pass the test, I did this already. Then you're going to become a doctor way quicker than if you did it on your own. Or even if you, again, YouTube, they're going to tell you, okay, use this thumbnail maker, post a video. Most likely by 100 videos or 200 videos, whatever it is, or even your first video, you're going to get more views than if you sat there and did it on your own. So that's why it's always good to use other people, or at least get help from other people, or use a mentor to help you grow and help you succeed. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Another thing I wrote down, speed up your growth by following someone's 10 steps ahead of you. See, all this is mainly the same thing. So if you realize if you want to be a millionaire or you want to get somewhere, learn from someone who's already doing it. That's the main thing. Learn from someone who's already doing what you want to do. And if you follow what they do and you actually do it, they give you advice, you actually take that advice and actually take action on that advice, most likely you're going to be a millionaire also, or you're going to be successful at the thing that you're trying to do. Okay. But, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. You made this far in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We out.